Okay, welcome. We're gonna talk about two new articles here. All right, before I do that, I'd like to let you know this is for review, education, and information purposes. It's not to take credit for the intellectual property. In this case, goes to the publisher, which is CNET, and the author, which is Story by Lisa Edico, if I pronounced her name correctly. Okay, let's get to the headline here. It says Samsung brings new Z Flip 5 and Z Fold 5 features to older foldable devices. Do that, okay. You can see in the photo here, Samsung Galaxy Z Flip phones being held next to each other. Okay, well, I'll leave it up to you what you think about the phones. Samsung's older Z Flip and Z Fold phones uh, are about to be able to perform a new tricks. On Tuesday, the company said features from its own operating system update 1 UI 5.1.1 debuted with its new Z Flip 5 and Fold 5, which will begin trickling down to older phones starting with the Z Flip 4 and Z Fold 4 this month. The rollout suggests Samsung wants to create a consistent experience across Z Flip and Z Fold phones as it seeks to make foldable phones mainstream. The announcement follows. The announcement follows Samsung's Unpacked event in late July, where the company introduced the Galaxy Z Flip 5, the new, and also the Z Fold 5, the Galaxy Watch 6 series, and the Galaxy Tab S9 family. The updates are minor changes should add some polish to Z Flips and Z Fold software experience in the Flex mode. The mode enables apps to shift to the top portion of the screen when the flip or fold is folded halfway, while the display devices controls on the bottom portion of the display. And above here you can see there is a video from CNET. I'm going to pause it because it looks like it's buffering. What's that? Once I close the link, you'll be able to watch the video in its entirety, and I think also I will too. Okay. With the update, Samsung is hoping to improve its the way button and controls appear on the screen's bottom half, so they're easier to reach and customize. Flip and fold owners will be able to show or hide. The Flex mode controls the bottom screen, and a media play button will appear in this panel when streaming videos. Samsung said that in addition to arriving on the Z Fold 4 and the Z Flip 4 this month, the update will come to the Z Fold 3, Z Flip 3, Z Fold 2, and Z Flip. However, it did not specify a time frame for these devices. These additions fell in line with Samsung's tendency to support older devices with new software. For example, it provides its phones with 4 generations of Android updates, while its rivals typically offer only 3. Samsung is also expanding new software features from Galaxy Tab S9 series and Galaxy Watch 6 family to older tablets and smartwatches. For the tablets, this includes two-handed drag and drop and the ability to be more easily switch between Samsung's pop-up and multi-window modes. Pop-up window opens an app in a smaller window, while the multi-window is Samsung's version of split-screen mode. There's also an upgraded taskbar that lets you access up to 4 recent apps. These features will arrive on the Galaxy Tab S8 family, Tab 7 family, and Tab 6 Lite, Tab 8 and Tab 7 Lite, Tab Active 3, Tab Active 4 Pro. The new tablet features would work on the Galaxy Z Fold 4 as well. Galaxy Watch 5, Watch Pro, Watch 4, and Watch 4 Classic users will get an updated user interface with more detailed sleep data, personalized heart rate zones, a new mode for recording run on tracks, or runs on tracks and support for running and walking in the Galaxy Watch 5 Pro. Um, Route workout mode, among other features. Notifications of irregular heart rhythm are also arriving on Galaxy's Watch 5 and Watch 4 series. The updates are another sign that tech giants are delivering more meaningful new features through software as hardware upgrades have felt less dramatic year over year. The biggest update in the Galaxy S23 series, for example, is the Ultra Mode's 200 megapixel camera sensor, while the S23 and S23 Plus receive modest updates to performance and battery life. Apple has taken a similar approach, particularly with the Apple Watch, which gained useful updates like low power mode and a suite of new workout features in last year's Watch OS 9 update. By bringing fresh updates to the older devices, Samsung is putting more emphasis on software, hoping to breathe new life into the aging products as it continues its efforts to establish a device ecosystem that rivals Apple's. That's especially important with devices that are expensive, as Samsung Z Flip and Z Fold, which start at $1,000 and $1,800 respectively. All right, so I'm going to post a question to you. What do you think if Samsung brings new Z Flip 5 and Z Fold 5 and features to older foldable devices? What do you think of it? What is your opinion? Is it good, is it bad, and why? Just keep in mind, as some house rules, number one, please don't use profanity. Please don't use any threatening language or derogatory language. Remember that the purpose is for constructive dialogue, not deconstructive speech. Do you understand? Constructive criticism and constructive dialogue is what we're looking for. Okay. Now let's talk about our second article. And before I talk about the second article, I do want to remind you, as I say with every article, that the purpose of the article is for review, education, and information purposes. It is not to take the credit for the intellectual property. The credit for the intellectual property goes to the AP, which is the Associated Press, and anybody else who's took photos of inside the article and any other people who've contributed to the story of the article itself. That being said, let's get to the article. The headline reads, India and China pledge to maintain peace and tranquility along the disputed border despite tensions. And we see a photo here. It says Indian Army vehicles move in a convoy in the cold desert regions of Ladakh, India, September 18, 2022. Chinese and Indian military commanders have pledged to maintain peace and tranquility along their disputed border in an apparent effort to stabilize the situation following the rise in tensions. China's defense ministry issued a joint press release on social media saying the 19th round of commander-level talks between the sides have produced a positive and constructive and in-depth discussion centered on resolving issues related to the line of actual control on borders western sector. Okay. Okay, so that's what we're aiming for here. At least that's what they're aiming for, and also for people who comment in the comment section to keep it productive as well and constructive. Okay. Now, with that said, let's continue with the article. Coming out of Beijing and the AP, meaning the Associated Press, Chinese and Indian military commanders pledged to, quote, maintain the peace and tranquility, unquote, along the disputed border. China's defense ministry said an apparent effort by the sides to stabilize the situation after rising tension. China's defense ministry issued a joint statement on social media late Tuesday saying the 19th round of commander-level talks between the sides held on Sunday and Monday have produced a, quote, positive, constructive, and in-depth discussion, unquote, centered on resolving issues related to the line of actual control and borders of western sector. The statement said they agreed to resolve the remaining issues in an expeditious manner. There is no indication that either side is willing to offer concessions. However, both appear eager to avoid the sort of clashes between the troops that have led to bloodshed in recent years. In the interim, both sides agreed to maintain peace and tranquility on the ground of border areas, the statement said. India's defense ministry issued an identical statement. Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesman Wang Wenbin on Wednesday praised the talks held the Indian Army post in the town of Chosho, Moldova, and highlighted the two sides' quote commitment to maintain the momentum of communication and dialogue through their military and diplomatic channels. Unquote. The line of actual control separates Chinese and Indian held territories from Ladakh in the west to eastern state of Arunachal Pradesh, which China claims to be its territory. India and China fought a war over the border in 1962. As its name suggests, it divides the area's physical control rather than territorial claims. According to India, and before I mention this, when I give you the link to this article, you'll be able to watch this in entirety, so I will be watching it as well, along with you. Mainly because I want to know exactly what my viewers are seeing, so that's sort of my homework, if you want to call it that. According to India, the de facto border is 3,488 kilometers, or 2,167 miles long, but China promotes a considerably shorter figure. In all, China claims 90,000 square kilometers, or 35 square miles, 45,000 square miles. So that would be length by width. Of territory in India's northeast, including Arunachal Pradesh, with its mainly Buddhist population. India says China occupies 38,000 square kilometers, which is 15,000 square miles. So you just take the square root of that. Well, it's not evenly distributed, so it's whatever by its length by width, so whatever it is. So, for example, it would be 500 by 300 miles, because it's square miles. Okay. Of its territory in the Askai Chin Plateau, which India considers part of Ladakh, where the current face-off is happening. China, in the meantime, began cementing relations with India's arch-rival Pakistan and backing it on the issue of disputed Kashmir. Firefights broke out in 1967 and 1975, leading to more deaths on both sides. They've since adopted protocols, including an agreement not to use firearms, but those protocols have fractured. Naturally, because somebody wants to come out on top. A clash 3 years ago in Ladakh region killed 20 Indian soldiers and 4 Chinese. It turned into a long-running standoff in the rugged mountainous area where each side is stationed tens of thousands of military personnel backed by artillery, tanks, and fighter jets. Both India and China have withdrawn troops in some areas on the northern and southern banks of Penkong Tso, Gogra, and Galwan Valley, and continue to maintain extra troops as part of the frontier deployment. In April, India's defense minister accused China of eroding the quote, entire basis unquote, of ties between the countries by violating bilateral agreements during talks with Chinese counterpart General Li Shangfu. India says the deployment of larger number of Chinese troops, their aggressive behavior, and attempts to unilaterally alter the border status quo violate agreements between the countries. Li was visiting New Delhi to attend a meeting of the defense chiefs of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, which consists of China, India, Pakistan, Russia, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, and Uzbekistan. Okay, so that will conclude that article. What do you think of India and China pledge to maintain peace and tranquility along disputed border despite tensions? I welcome your comments, your opinions and comments in the comments section. Keep in mind, as in house rules, I don't allow any derogatory speech, any threatening speech. And we need to keep this constructive, polite, respectful, okay? The idea is constructive dialogue between people in the comments section to add to this article, and any constructive criticism is also welcome too, as long as it meets those rules as well. So I'd like to thank you for watching this article, these 2 article reviews. What I'd like you to do first is click like on the video. That way it'll be pushed through the algorithm and more people will be able to see it. In addition to that, just in case you haven't already, please click subscribe. That way you'll be able to watch all my videos on this channel, as I have different content in this channel that you'll be able to enjoy. Please click subscribe as uh, right, so you'll be able to access all my videos. And please click the bell button. That way you'll be notified of all my future videos. I'd like to again thank you for watching this video. I'd like to wish you a great day. Take care, and I'll talk to you hopefully tomorrow.